Let's go across to Pankaj now. Pankaj, so Century Plywood is something that we are tracking at this point in time.
Absolutely, it's a count of which from the 52-week low is up close to about 6.1 times, total 7 times in terms of gain. On a YTD basis, it's up about 510 odd percent. So really been one of the big buzzers as far as this last particular 1 year is concerned. Sanjay Agarwal, MD at Century Ply, now joins us from Kolkata. So what has changed in the company? It's up about 7 times from the 52-week low. What are you doing differently? Can you start by can you largely start with that?
Yeah, Pankaj, actually, 1 year back, I think all scripts in the market were actually lying low, and there was no impetus in the market, there was no josh in the market, and I think there are many factors which has resulted in wherever we are today. Probably the one of them is that we have been going across to the markets and telling them what Century Plywood is. It was undiscovered. This is a company which have been paying dividend across for last 15 years uninterrupted. Every year we have paid dividend. And if you look at the company, we have grown every year by at least 20 to 25% growth. Every year we have taken, leaving apart 1 or 2 years somewhere in between. We have added many more new items, and if you look into our space, you will find that there are actually 2 companies. Everybody else, the third company is actually nowhere near or nowhere. If we are at 1500 crores top line, the third company is below 200 crores. So there is no chance of anybody else catching up to us. So there are the factors is basically that the market has recognized us, they have noticed us that yes, they are a player of consequence. The other thing they have recognized probably that the brand for anybody else into the of branding is very difficult. It will take long time, and I think it may not be worthwhile for them to create this kind of a brand in this sector of plywood, panels or interior products. So, and then of course the Modi phenomenon has improved India's image, the Modi phenomenon has improved thinking of I think everybody across the world that yes, India is going to do better. Very recently I was in Singapore and I met many people, and they seem to be actually more excited about our country and probably Century Plywood than people in India are. So certainly things have been noticed better and the future is better. So these 2 things probably have made all the difference.
Right. Can you talk about the brand building activity that you've taken place? I believe you're likely to increase that. So where else? Where are you going to spend in terms of brands?
You see, in branding earlier, at different times we take our different decisions as per requirement of the market. So there have been times when we said that our channel expansion and our channel people are the most important people for us, and we increase our spending on channel. At times we go to the influencers, but then lately we have again recognized, which we had done earlier, that the Janta in India has really evolved. The money has gone down to tier 2, tier 3 cities. The people are aspirational there, and they also now want to really spend and get a better product. So we have again, you will find that we have roped in Nana Patekar, we have roped in one of the biggest agencies in the country, and we have come up with a completely different platform for us. We are not talking of only the product, we are talking, trying to relate our product to a person's Khushiyon Ka Rangmanch, to their personal life or their home life. And you will find us present across a plethora of channels, and at many months we have done one activity earlier, another activity has started. We are starting our laminate PVC also. So branding, yes, it is the most important task, and I believe that we need to go beyond advertising also, but we are working on that field. Right now I have not much to say about that, but I am trying to learn. It is our learning also in this process of evolution, and new things. At some time we used to think that advertising is useless, now we think advertising is everything. So yes, Advertising is making a lot of difference, and our focus is absolutely bang on advertisements. And we are bringing in, Pankaj, more products also within the company. We believe that the growth in our existing products is not good enough to get the kind of growth we want. We want a growth of 25 to 30% year on year. So what we are doing, we are bringing in products like CFB, cement fiber board. We are bringing in plywood, which is made of wood and polythene, which is known as WPC. And even within our plywood panel, this thing we have got products which are costlier, which are much more improved than our Century Ply. We have got an architect plywood, we have got a 710 plus plywood. Then there are few other versions, we are little cheaper than Century Plywood. So we are trying to be present in most of the segments in industry. In every industry there are different segments. So earlier we were making a mistake of not being present in all the segments.
Right.
So all these things, you see, looking into the segments, pricing, the advertisement. One more
Right.
thing we have undertaken is across the country we have, the areas we were not present, our representative was not there, we did not have channel. All those changes also we have made.
Right.
So I think everything is being noticed by, and you look at the
Right.
bottom line and top line of H1.
Right. So,
Both have
Mr.
really
Agarwal,
dramatically changed.
yeah, so what we clearly understand is that you've been expanding your presence within the country, and that's why, this brand recognition has come in. If you could give us a number as to what is going to be your investment, say in the remaining half of the year, what are your plans ahead when it comes to investing in ads, investing in brand building even further?
See, this year's our total brand building investment, that includes of course into the BTL and ATL both, is to the tune of about 60 crores. And there are other things I would like to say. That's just not only in India. We have put up our one new plant in Myanmar also. So that is a effort to make us raw material dependency on ourselves. Right now in India, you cannot cut trees. And imports have also become very difficult because the exporting countries are putting ban. So we have put up a plant in Myanmar. We are looking at Laos. We have already entered into an agreement with a local party there, and we'll be putting up a plant in Laos.
How
We are
soon
looking
do
at
we
many
see
other
that
countries
happening?
where there are timber, and at a long-term, mid-term to long-term phase actually, we'll be putting up our, which one?
This new plant that you're talking about that you've put up in Southeast Asia, in Laos, after Myanmar, I believe this is your second plant that you are looking forward to manufacture the raw material out there. How soon do we see that commissioning out there?
The Myanmar plant is already on. It started the production this year in the beginning or maybe end of the last year. The Laos thing, we are expecting that it should be online, start production, at least the trial production by end of this financial year or by April. And it should be in full production by August or so.
Next August it should start production. What kind of revenues are you looking forward to? How much do you see the revenues going up after this plant, the second one comes into place?
You see, these plants may not help us in getting the top line too much. Yes, there will be some growth, but this is an intermediate raw material which we consume ourselves and which we do sell in the market also. We are the largest supplier of face veneer in India. So these two plants will, yes, help us in increasing our top line, but it will help us a lot in increasing our bottom line because we are there at the source of raw material. We will manufacture it there. So the logistic cost itself will be much lesser. Instead of think of those huge logs, we are bringing in a dried face veneer which has lost about 60% of the weight. So we will be gaining as far as the logistic costs are concerned, and the acquisition, the buying cost of the raw material itself. When we bring the raw material here, there are many people are there either sitting in a Singapore or Yangon who are actually making money. Right now, because we buy it locally, we are doing away with those costs. So it will add more to our bottom line than the top line actually. And the top line also will depend on how much we are able to increase the production. Countries like Laos and countries like Myanmar are not easy to operate. They are very, very difficult. So Myanmar, yes, now we have succeeded. Our production has come to a particular level. From there, it is not going to be much difficult for us. Their labor is a problem, material movement is a problem, getting permissions from the local government at every stage is an issue. But then we have come over that in Myanmar. Now if we go to Laos, again that will be another learning completely new. So yes, it will take some time before it really gives us that kind of, but I am sure that by next year, August or so or September, the Laos will also start giving us the bottom line.
Right. So, Mr. Agarwal, after first it's Myanmar, which is operational at this point in time. Laos is likely to get operational by the end of next year. Any more plans to enter into some more geographies in the next fiscal year?
You see, we have now actually invested few people for researching worldwide. You see, our knowledge of the world as far as timber is concerned is not very good. So we have now invested few people who are working in areas like Indonesia, in Africa, and in Africa, you know, there is a lot of timber, there is a lot of area planted with timber and nobody is able to go because there are many areas which are landlocked and timber is available at probably throwaway prices. We don't know which timber can be used for our purpose. So now we have put up people. I am sure the study etc. will be out in few months. So I am sure anything to do with Africa cannot come up or any other new area cannot come up before 2016. But yes, you see the work is on. Once we have started, taken the first step, I am sure we will have some more news and some more dependability in terms of our raw material sourcing, which has always been a question in the mind of the investor, that this company can go down the moment there is a timber scarcity or the government takes some kind of a step. Yes, but then we have over the years shown that we have been able to fight it out, and now we are working absolutely on this one single thing, that we must have raw material dependency on ourselves.
Right. I was seeing your capacity utilization, sir. It was about 70% in FY14. How do you see it shaping up in the next 2 years? Do you expect it to increase to as high as 90%, which in turn can increase your margins?
You see, the existing capacity absolutely will go to 90%. But then we are increasing more capacity, you see, in terms of going to these other new areas. And we are boosting up some capacities within our existing plants also. These are not because of more efficiency, maybe better utilization of plants, or maybe adding up one machinery which is missing to give us more production. So we will be increasing our internal capacity as it is further by 20%. So maybe at the increased capacity we will be at 80% utilization maybe in a year's time, next financial year. But yes, whatever existing capacity we will have, next year it will be utilized more than 90% absolutely.
Right, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here on NDTV Profit and explaining about the business outlook of the company. That was the management of Century Ply. The counter is one of the top gainers today, about 6.8% higher. Let's take a break. Markets absolutely flat. On the other side of this break, focus on some stocks in news would continue.